was able to work from home today, and it's kind of weird because I was able to get caught up on a lot of administrative stuff. Yeah, which is nice.
Okay. Let's see. I want to try to see if I can get this report. Yeah, it looks like I can.
Cryptello, did I pronounce that right? Give me a thumbs up. Hang Loose 49, welcome to the call. And we also have LJ DeFi, welcome to the call. Right on. All right, let me do this really quick here. Coach, this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah.
Aren't they always?
This is gonna be good, my friend. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Did you have a chance to either listen to the AMA or get the notes from Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to all of them.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. I listened to probably most of them, and then anything that I miss, I'll get the notes from Wonder Woman. Thank God for that. I mean, that is a tough job.
Yeah, exactly.
To
oh, for sure. She does a great job, and they're actually quite detailed and thorough. So I'm actually and really quick too. So I don't really know how she does it.
Impressive, and it has to take practice, right? So she's been doing it for a while because think about it. That job could be pretty tough in terms of one, he has a lot to cover, and you want to make sure you pick up all the critical points. Because if you miss something, then someone's going to be pouncing all over you. Well, he said this, and it's not in the notes. So that's a tough job, man. But I appreciate her doing it.
100%. Yeah, I usually use those to do my review, but I think I made my video like 10 minutes before she put those out. So I was just trying to get that out there as soon as possible.
Got it. I mean, so it sounds like we got the UI coming. That's something we can be excited about.
We've been having it coming. We at least now though we have pictures and proof that there's multiple stages of this that are out there now. The wiring and all that stuff behind the scenes, don't know how long that's going to take, but we at least have an image that we can go off of this time.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I can imagine you got a segment of the population that feels one way about it, and then another segment that feels completely different. But I think net, everyone's got to be a little anxious for something to be released so that we can start, getting excited about something, being able to touch and feel and maybe see some price appreciation. Like, I think we're all anxious and ready for it. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I had some people in the DAO that talked to me behind the scenes, and it sounds basically what he said in this last one of him being discouraged. It's exactly what he's been echoing to the DAO members, because apparently, I don't know how many, so I'm not gonna, try to quantify that, but there are some in there that have been giving him, I guess, a little food for thought about expediting this and putting focus back on drip and all this other stuff. So he's been getting it from both sides.
No, I think rightfully so. I mean, it's been a number of months with drip kind of taking a backseat to Animal Farm. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it's a new product. You're trying to get it released, and you're trying to appeal to a whole different segment of the population. So obviously that requires time. But at the same time, you've got to focus. You've got at this point, man, you've got like this major corporation with subsidiaries, and Drip is a subsidiary, and you cannot ignore an extension of your business at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's exactly what I've been trying to share is that nothing against the team, but I don't think any of them have any real life business experience. So I've done my fair share back in the day of learning HTML and do some coding, and I worked in IT and worked at it for the corporate world. And most developers, IT guys are lone wolf kind of people.
Yeah.
And unless you had to work at a corporate place, which if these developers such as Forex was creating his own trading bot, and pretty much I think he only worked at a grocery store for his uncle or something like that, pretty much self-made millionaire very early on. And I would imagine a lot of the other Solidity devs are the same way. Well, then they just don't have the experience to navigate management and leadership from that angle. They're great at innovation and development and doing their own thing, but they've never had to manage a team, especially a multi-billion-dollar international team.
Totally. No, and yeah, I'm glad you said that because I've been feeling the same way too, and it's just it's our hypothesis, right? Just kind of based on what we've heard and what we're kind of teasing together. To your point, it's one thing to be responsible for kind of creating and innovating a product for people to use, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's something all together to run a business, right?
Exactly.
Run a
Exactly.
business, to
Yep.
your point, for hundreds and thousands of people and millions, if not billions of dollars kind of running through. That takes a small army of people to do that. And it's even
Right.
tougher if you don't have that experience, right? It's
Oh, for
really
sure.
tough because not only do you not have the experience, then you don't necessarily have the connections of people within your network to pull together the information and the talent that you need to execute it.
Right.
Because if you're
Yep.
constantly searching, to me, that's an indication that you don't have those resources within your circle of influence. Because most
Right.
professionals, in my experience, I'm just speaking for myself, in my experience, just kind of having worked for a Fortune 500 company, we're responsible for innovating products all the time. And you want to know who's in
Right.
that room all the time? You already know the answer, but for those listening, I'm going to fill you in. Everybody in that room includes, you've got folks from operations, you have people from
Yep.
R&D, you have people from marketing, you have people from sales, you also have people from finance. Every once in a while, we'll invite human resources in there, but not very frequently. And then we'll have
Yeah.
manufacturing, and everybody is an expert at their specific trade,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
they're
Yep.
providing inputs relative to their specific trade. And then obviously
Right.
you've got like a business unit manager, like a bum, and they're going to collect all this information and do the right thing for the business. So for anybody who's been a part of that type of environment, it's easy for you to pick up the phone and source people because you work with them,
Right.
right? It's
Exactly.
I don't have to
Yep.
interview anybody. It's like, do you have the time to do this? Are you interested in something like this? Right? So that becomes easier versus let me start from scratch. And I feel like maybe that's where we're at and why things may be dragging, for lack of a better word.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, 100%. In the feel you in the exact same sense. Like in it, it's not just those pieces. So not only did they have the resources in the traditional realm, but they've been doing it forever.
Forever.
So they know what to expect. And on top of that, to add to that uncertainty on the other side in the crypto realm, this is literally a software business. Crypto is software. That's 100% all it is.
Yeah.
And it's new software, it's new tech, meaning there's no guardrails, there's no history of how to do it, and there's no help desk or anybody to call when you do break something, in this development realm. So every other developer is figuring out in real time. So you don't have the resources on your own, nor can you reach out to call someone else who created the software
Correct.
to help you the get over this loophole or whatever you've gotten. So it's so much more exponentially difficult than the traditional realm, which means to me, because of that, you need that much more expertise in these different areas. And not only that, you need to focus on one thing at a time because each of these have their own level of complexity and uncertainty, again, due to it being a software, and two, due to it being teams that have never had to develop this. So the more diverse your roadmap, the more complexity you're injecting into the system.
1,000%. Especially to your point, and I'm just going to reiterate, when you currently don't have the resources to juggle that many balls, something is going to drop. It
Oh
just
yeah.
is.
Yep.
Something is going to drop. No,
Exactly.
it's crazy, and this is not why we're here, but part of the Twitter space is just to have open dialogue about everything within the animal farm and drip ecosystem. And at a macro level, I'm comfortable talking about those things as well. But here's what I would just say, because it's been funny because I've been having these serious self reflections in the past week or so. And like most people, we all have small groups where we really are super candid and transparent. And we just
Right.
kind of tell people how we're feeling, how we're thinking. And that's just been popping up in my mind too, is like the evolution of the DeFi space. It's coming, right? We just happen to be so early that part of this stuff is natural growing pains. And you and I
Right.
both know that the cream will rise to the top. So the teams that figure this out the fastest will win,
Mm-hmm.
right? The teams that are
One hundred
willing
percent.
to adopt a philosophy of collaborating and soliciting feedback and adhering to a roadmap and checking off deliverables to kind of show progress. Like those are the teams that will get the support that they need to be successful, right?
Exactly.
And people
Exactly.
that ignore the sentiment from their community will struggle. And here's what I'm gonna do. Like when I think about like community, I'm actually gonna flip the word just for my example, coach. We
Yeah.
we tend to think about community in terms of like, hey, there's a group of like-minded people really marching towards
Hey guys,
the
welcome.
same agenda. And in this
Mm-hmm.
example, it's making money in crypto, specifically DeFi, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
if you think about it and flip the word from community to investor, it maybe
Yeah.
feels different, right? If you think
Yeah, for
about
sure.
me as an investor and not as a community member, I believe, it's just my thought, I believe my value feels different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because, and I'm
Yeah.
giving my best example, if I think about in my world, you know this, and if not, I'll get you updated. So, by trade, I'm a real estate investor. I left a Fortune 500 company 7 years ago, and I'm a full time real estate investor. So, I buy and purchase single family homes, commercial properties. Some I hold, a lot of them I flip. And I've been doing that for
Mm-hmm.
like 7 years, right? When I think about the work that I do for my clients, I approach it differently because I don't want a customer. I want a client. I want someone
Yes.
that wants to continue to offer me repeat business based on the value that I offer them, right? Offering them a superior product at a
Mm-hmm.
price that they can afford. I want the repeat business. That's why I'm going to call you client, right?
Clients. Yes.
It's
Yes.
different. It's
Yep.
different versus a customer. Customer come and go. Clients are there based on the loyalty generated from the service you provide, right?
One hundred
So when
percent.
I
One hundred
think
percent.
about an investor, that's kind of who we are. You're looking for investors to become clients of your product, right? So it's
Yep.
important that you appreciate my dollar, right? Because there's real money
Mm-hmm.
invested in your product. And then two, I want you to appreciate my freedom of thought. Do you know how many times I go into a home that I feel very comfortable with? Like we have two quality control checks, Drip Coach. One,
Right.
I send my team in, my quality control team in at the end of each product house. They have a checklist and they confirm two things. First, is the work done? Second, does it meet our standards? Once I get an email to confirm those things are done, I get a second request for me to go walk the unit. Now, when I
Right.
walk the unit, it's good, right? So I go in, do the same thing, check to see if it's done. Does it meet our quality control standards? Check and check.
Yep. Yep.
Once the client shows up, they confirm that the work is done, but now they're concerned about the workmanship. What do you think I'm going to say to my client? I'm simply
The
going to
work.
say, yeah, the
Yeah.
workmanship. They're unhappy with
Okay.
maybe the way the wall was painted or perhaps how a light fixture is hanging and they want us to adjust it. My
Mm-hmm.
response to my client, AKA my investor, is no problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need me to do to make it right, I'm going to get it done.
Right.
Whatever you need me to do to make it right, I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to argue with my
Yeah.
client and say, hey, look, do you realize that that wall is slightly off? And because of that, it's showing the fixture slightly uncentered. And the only reason I know that is because I'm in the trade. I do this 1,000 times. You don't
Right.
understand it because you're not a professional in the trade. I'm not going to say
Yep.
that to my client. I'm going to say,
Exactly.
are you serious?
Not if you want to keep them as a client.
Right. I'm not going to say be patient. It's okay. Just overlook it. No, I'm not going to overlook it. I'm not going to be patient. I want you to fix it, make it right.
Yep.
And my response
Exactly.
is, you're absolutely right. Whatever it takes to make you happy, I'm going to do that because you're an
Right.
investor. Without you, I don't have a sustainable business.
Correct.
So feedback and input from you is critical for me maintaining my relationship with you.
100%. Yep. And that, unfortunately, though, that goes back to what we were saying because this space we're in, yeah, on the one hand, yes, changing community and investor is a great outlook and even clients. But on the other hand, you get the regulation scrutiny that comes along with that. So
Yeah.
I'm in a project with Tom Bilyeu, the creator, co-founder of Quest Nutrition, $1 billion.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
made
They've
Quest
got
bars also,
the
right?
bars. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
So he left that company about 7 years ago to create his media channel, and that was always his dream anyway. So Quest was just a means to an end for that. So he's always wanted to be basically wants to be the next Disney for mindset, he said. So if Disney is the most magical place on earth, he wants to be the most empowering, right? So long story short, he's been doing this now for about 7 years. He's got Impact Theory University, so he teaches mindset and business development. He also has had entrepreneurs and stuff on there. He does his Impact Theory podcast. And then finally, 2 years ago now, he came out with an NFT after Gary Vaynerchuk's VeeFriends just took
Yeah,
off. So
absolutely. Okay.
I was like, oh shit, I was late to Gary. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
me
on
too.
time to Tom. I've been following Tom for 10 years. This guy is going to crush it. I know it. He's got the
Okay.
following, he's got the skill set, he's got everything. And his project has just tanked. Why? Because he can't, going back to my point, he refuses to use that word investor. He sits in on meetings every week with SEC and stuff like that because he knows they're coming for the space.
Got
So
it.
he purposely has to market this as just kind of a collectible, and you're not investing at all. You're just buying, digital media and all these kinds of things. And he's made some innovative NFTs, like it's not even been done in the space before. But because there's no hype on the investor side, because the energy is all about the moon boy mentality, and he cannot and will not tap into that,
Yeah.
his project is not doing nearly as good as even a meme coin that you could just drop and throw, tomorrow.
Gotcha.
But he's got the resources, he's got the skill set, he's got the people. He hired Disney execs to work on this. He's hired
Okay.
former artists from Marvel, so he's got everybody,
Yeah, sounds
But
like it.
but it's just not making any money right now because the energy's not there. So back to your point with investors, it's like, yeah, looking at them as that, but how much heat do you want to bring to yourself in that regard? So it's like you got to walk a very
You
fine
do.
line of
You do.
client, investor, and community.
Yeah, and you're right. And you can't really, in theory, call it an investor. You know what I
Right.
mean? I totally get that. I just wish they thought about us in that way.
For
That
sure.
your money is appreciated. We respect the value associated with the currency you invest in our product. As a result, we value your input.
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
all I'm
Yep.
asking. You know what I mean? Which kind of
Yep.
brings us here, right? Because I don't want people to become disconnected from a product that most of us, deeply care about, and quite frankly, have quite a bit of money in it, as well as people that we've introduced to
Yeah. That's
Drip
the big
as an
thing for me.
example. And personally, I feel somewhat responsible for bringing them to the product. So I want to try to do as much as I can to change the overall sentiment and potentially
Exactly.
have implications on the price so that at a minimum they get their money back, and best case scenario they get their money back plus maybe a 10x or something like that. Like, wouldn't that be amazing, right?
Exactly.
Which brings us to kind of like what you're up to with the Crypto Ranch NFT project, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
got it. So I'm gonna let you go in this one because I've got some questions because I want to make sure that people comprehended. So I want them to understand that it's just not another NFT project. Like
Correct.
this one, you're trying to do something very special with it, and I want you to kind of use your words to explain to the people what it really is.
Awesome. Yeah. So thanks again for having bringing me on, allowing me to talk about some of this stuff, and of course the conversation. Because yeah, like you mentioned, it's great to have this two-way conversation. I always talk one way, so having someone to bounce ideas off of and share stuff with is definitely helpful for me. And that's kind of where this came from. So we can wrap this back to what's going on in the ecosystem. So I personally came up with what I thought was a great idea. So I'll address that first. Change 360. I openly admitted that failed, right? Failed in the sense of adopting crypto. I'm still 100% driven by health and wellness, and I know it's going to be the future of what I do. It's my forever project. I know I can continue to put energy in that, and it will actually help people move forward in their lives. So I'm not giving up on that by any means, but I've given up on the path of trying to convince people that they need to be investors in value and not hype. And I was beating the same drum as Forex, right? Because like, yeah, he's right. We don't need any more tokens. We don't need this. We need value. I'm like, yeah, let's get it, Forex. You're right, 100%. And then that was a big eye opener for me, because it's like, no, that's stupid. Like we just talked about, what does the client want?
What does the client want? Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I was met with a lack of hype around my project because it didn't add any immediate monetary value to people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I get it. I need health and fitness. That's fine. But what about tomorrow? How much money am I going to make?
Right.
And since that wasn't there, I had to pivot. So the lesson learned was that I just took out the crypto side, and we're just focusing on the fiat normie avenue. So I'm just going to be promoting it with the traditional means. Same thing we're doing with the drip marketing.
Okay, gotcha.
Like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that project is still going to be there. It's just going to take a little longer to build organically from the people that are actually looking for it in the fiat realm. So with that realization, I decided, all right, what did I miss? And I missed the energy in the space and what people are looking for. And then I started looking at all the other projects in the space as well, like Guardians of the Reservoir, like Hellhounds, like Droplet, like
Moonshot had Lit Estate.
Lit Estates, all this stuff, right? And I was like, okay, so everybody, we're all here for the same reason. I mentioned this to you on my first Twitter space when I asked my devs why they were here. And the only answer you could give was because you want to make money.
1,000%.
Everybody that I'm seeing with their own projects is trying to do the same thing. They're like, okay, we all got into the drip community and we're not making the money we thought we were going to make. So what can I do? I'm speaking for the other people that make projects. They're like, what can I do to help myself make some money and maybe help some others along the way? So you have multiple projects spring up, and rightfully so, because it makes sense. It's like everybody's trying to do something from their skill set and their area of expertise.
Yep.
And you get lots of awesome ideas and stuff like that come up from the community. So I saw that. I saw my failure. I saw the energy in the space. I saw now recently the Pepe token just taking off to the moon. So it's like, okay, there's money here right now.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, it's like there's a bear market, but there's still the people that are
still
still here to make money. They haven't left.
Yep. Even people from the drip ecosystem,
right,
who hadn't really necessarily bought back in at this moment in time, they still have money, right? So there's money.
Exactly. So it's not what it was in the bull market, but anyone that's still here still has money, and they're still looking to make more or take whatever, risk capital they get every month from their paycheck, whatever. They're going to continue to invest. That's why they're still monitoring the space. So it's like, how can we basically capture that energy and get them to want to do something with that money that we as a collective can benefit from? So it's like, it's not just one idea. It needs to be, in order for something to take off, basically what I looked at, I identified 4 areas. So my 4 areas for a successful project are community, people to basically support it and hype it, developers, someone to make the contract and it doesn't get exploited, the liquidity, because you need to put some kind of money into it, be it just to host the website, or if you have a token, it needs to have money backed by it. And the 4th one, I'm drawing a blank. I think it was like...
see if I can pull it up here.
Promoters, marketers, marketing and promotion, basically. Marketing, right? So every project that has been successful has had those elements to some degree. And to me, the solution is that we need everybody in the community to work towards this goal, basically. So instead of it being just my idea or just my fragmentation of the community and then liquidity from that, it's like, what can we do as a collective? And that's kind of what the Crypto Ranch idea is, because we need to have a place where one, we can put these people together. So
Okay.
on the surface, it's I'm going to call it a mini DAO just because that word has been circulating around, but it's a DAO because you're owning that NFT. You have access to this community of members. And that community of members is people I've reached out to directly in all these different areas. So I've contacted promoters, marketers, other content creators. I've contacted people that want to just support as in managerial or admin. I've contacted different devs and putting them all in one spot so that if we as a collective can decide what this new idea or project will be, then we all put that liquidity up and we all are supporting it. So if you have all of those people in one spot, then you actually have a much more bigger chance of success to move
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm. And are you saying to really execute and launch the NFT project, or to also have like much of a much broader voice across the ecosystem? Because I kind of remember either reading or hearing something along those
Mm-hmm.
lines as well. Like collectively, if we create such a DAO, that maybe we have enough influence to kind of impact
Mm-hmm.
decisions going forward. Is that
100%.
part of? Okay,
Yes,
okay, okay.
100%. So it's a twofold
Yep.
process. So the first problem to identify to me is just getting all the people on the right page to support something, and
Yeah.
then this NFT project is just a place to direct that energy. So like we just talked about, there's money there, and there needs to be a reason for people to put money up. So we saw that again. Proof of concept was the drip marketing DAO, and that's where all these ideas came from. When we decided, hey, we're going to use the garden and put forth some effort, like transparency, we haven't actually been able to onboard anyone from the Philippines. We are working on a sales funnel. So we
Yeah.
have eyeballs. We got 12,000 people in our Facebook page, and now we've got about 100 in the Facebook group, and they're asking questions, but none of them have come into the garden yet. There's a long line in that sales funnel. But what did
Got
that
it.
do? It gave the community some hope because it's like, oh shit, these guys are working on something. Let's support that, and then it started getting people to put wallets underneath the DAO, and then that caused the contract balance to go up, and then that put some more focus on the garden. Like it's really simple. So
Yeah.
we can do the same thing with something built on top of the farm, because again, we're all here in the drip ecosystem. It can't be putting in a drip that's just going to cause sell pressure. We need something that can actually allow us to get dividends.
Yeah.
And that way, when we roll out a project or we have to do marketing or we have to do some promotion, we have means to do so. And the
Mm-hmm.
only way to do that from within the ecosystem is building something on top of the animal farm. And that
Got it.
way, NFT holders benefit as well because you can still do some of the same stuff that Droplet or I'm sorry, Lit Estates or Guardians or Hellhounds have done, where you're able to
Mm-hmm.
give some dividends to those holders, and then of course holding that allows you access to this group, and then as a collective we can move forward with some kind of project idea.
Got it. Yeah. See, so that's the distinction, right? It's not an NFT product that allows you the ability to kind of win weekly rewards. It's really access to this DAO, like this group of talented individuals with the vision to expand brand awareness for the drip and animal farm ecosystem. And now you can kind of leverage this group to maybe,
Mm-hmm.
create a meaningful product
Right.
and or anything else, however else you want to use the resources within this group. Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
Okay.
it's also,
Okay.
and don't neglect, it is for the degens and the energy in the space. So that was again my humble pie I had to eat. So
Yeah.
there is still an element of being able to win lucky draw rewards and stuff like that. That has to be there because that is the energy. So I couldn't. I learned my lesson, so I'm not going to leave that out. But
Yeah.
like you said, the real value for me is getting this collective together, getting liquidity and all these people so that we can actually build something going forward. But in
Yeah.
order to get that, you have to give people what they want, which is what can I win? How much money can I make tonight?
Yeah. Because to your point, again, that's kind of why we're here.
Yep.
And I think a lot of us lose sight of that. I'm gonna take a left turn really quick here. But I believe that's the primary reason why a lot of people got into cryptocurrency was
Mm-hmm.
most people were hearing about these insane gains in crypto and they just wanted to be a part of it. So they got into the space not really knowing what to do and how to navigate and how to take profits and how to DCA, like all this stuff became fresh and new. And what tends to happen is when you get into a space and you really don't know what you're doing, meaning you don't necessarily have a resource, a mentor, or someone who's been in the space long enough to help guide you through the process, you tend to
Right.
make a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
And some people learn best that way. Like me personally, I learn best through practical application.
100%.
And then I read later. I just kind of press some buttons, see
Yep.
what works and doesn't work, and then I keep it moving. But along the same lines, when that happens, you tend to adopt cultural philosophies that are not really aligned with your personal financial goals. Right? I'm gonna
Yes.
say it again.
That's
You
a very
understand what I'm saying,
politically
Coach?
correct way to say
Right. Yes, come on, Coach, give me some soundboard.
That's ridiculous.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
say
So
it again. Say it
got my
again.
PC hat on, my friend. Got my PC hat on. Okay, so again, we tend to adopt cultural community philosophies that contradict our personal financial goals. For example, my goal was to make money coming into cryptocurrency. I lost sight of that because of this concept called hyper compounding. Like I didn't know what the heck that was, right? But everybody else was doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I figured, hey, if everyone else is doing it, I guess I need to do it too, right?
Yep.
And I'm saying not necessarily, right? You have to understand what your personal financial goals are. Hyper compounding may work for somebody because let's assume that their status in life is pretty comfortable, right? They've got a W-2 income or their own business. They've got plenty of money saved. They got emergency savings. So for them, they don't need the money today or tomorrow for that matter. So they can hyper compound. That would be fantastic for them.
Right.
Your financial situation may not be the same. You may
Right.
need that to cover your daily living expenses, or perhaps now you can afford to take a vacation. But if you take more of a hybrid approach between compounding and withdrawal, now you can afford to do it. And I'm just realizing, back to your point, like having access to such a group allows you to navigate in the space more efficiently to the point where you can be successful and actually make money, right?
Right.
So that's what I want people to kind of really get back to. Let's get back to collaboration, supporting each other. If we disagree on philosophies, that's fine. If my plan doesn't align with yours, that should be fine.
Right.
Do we all care about the health and success of the animal farm and the drip ecosystem? Yes, we should all align there. But the way that we approach it, the different products that we offer, they all should be accepted, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's all I'm hoping is that people are open minded to continue to support, Guardians of the Reservoir brick by brick. Now we're talking about Crypto Ranch and then Lit Estate and all the other community driven products.
Right.
Let's just get back to the end goal, which is what can we do to support the drip and animal farm ecosystem, and how we choose to do that. Let's not get in a fight about that. Period.
100%. And that's another key point that I learned and put into this project is that yeah, we need everyone together instead of everyone, fragmented. And then again, this was a humble pie for me. So the scarcity mindset of, oh, if I support these other projects or if another project comes out, then mine's not going to get the focus that it needs. So this crypto ranch idea was born as a way to actually support all the other projects in the ecosystem. So, and this can be up for discussion in the group as we move
Okay.
forward with it. But the idea was to have some of the dividends actually paid out to other projects in the community, voted on, of course.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I did
Interesting.
some of
Okay.
the tokenomics to say that because for me as a content creator and a project creator, I guess at the same time, it's like I need to recognize that energy in the space
Yeah.
and the people putting forth that effort, right? So one thing as a content creator I feel is definitely missing from the community side is that, well, not from the community, but from the actual team, is the lack of recognition for
Hold on,
the
soundbar.
work.
Soundbar. Hold on. We got to put a period right there. Hold your thought. Soundbar, one more time. I don't mean to be overly animated by that, but that's critical, right? Because again, I noticed it as well, and it's a head scratcher on why the community members don't necessarily get the recognition from the folks at the top. When in fact the request kind of came from the top, like, hey,
Right,
it's
right,
a community-driven
right,
project. We created the smart contract. In theory, we could rightfully say hands off. Whatever happens at this point, it's up to you, right?
right.
But we were encouraged to do something outside of, just building teams. So you've had all of these brilliant people who were narrowly focused on creating innovation for the space, and they did it in not one specific, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, not one specific mention of the Guardians of the Reservoir, Hellhounds at the time, Droplet. I think they kind of mentioned Droplet, so I believe that happened, and then all
Yep,
the other things that we had going on in this space. It was mind-boggling
yep.
because here's the one thing that you and I both know this is most people say they don't want to be recognized, but they really do.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for
They
sure.
really do. And it's not that, I want you to send me 1,000 drip. I just want you to recognize that we've gone out and created something to contribute to the space. We're adding value. And
Exactly.
all you have to say is, great job to this specific team. We see you. Keep up the work. You
Yep.
and I both know what the byproduct of that is.
Oh
They're
yeah,
going to
for
be
sure.
so amped up to continue to innovate and support the ecosystem simply by saying that 10-second phrase, right?
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
so again, it goes back to do not take your community for granted,
Yep.
right? Don't
Yep.
take them for granted.
Yeah, and that's again, this is what I decided to put into Crypto Ranch. And a couple videos now, maybe it's about 2, 3 weeks ago, I literally went through all of the content creators that I could find and took the time, put their images on my screen, and made the
Yes.
thumbnails and shouted them out. Why? Because I know how much work goes into putting out content, even if it's one a day or one a week, once a month. It's like you don't have to do this, but we do it because we're trying to support the ecosystem, and of course, um, pump our own bags at the same time. But we
Yes.
do it because we believe in the community aspect of it. But yeah, like to your point, never once have I seen. Well, actually, the only person I've seen actually shout people out is
Stunner.
Stunner. Yeah,
Yes.
and it's just random. He'll go through, maybe he'll look at YouTube, or if it pops in his head, he'll say something, which is great. And but other people higher up in the team, yeah, never once. And then again, to your point, the different projects that came out, never once, except for again on Stunner's side. So this was part of the elements that I wanted to add into the Crypto Ranch. So not only will it be able to support community projects, as well as the community treasury that we're supposed to have on the animal farm right now. So that was another reason. So if you guys remember, and if you look at the white paper, there's supposed to be an actual governance and ability to vote on external community projects, which could be drip, could also be hex or whatever else. But
Yeah.
there's supposed to be a portion of the pigpen dividends that are supposed to be used to go to community voted on projects. But that's been pushed to the back burner or whatever. So that element I wanted to actually bring back with this, in addition to the actual individual recognition. So not just the projects like Guardians and Hellhounds, but the
Mm,
actual people, right? The
yeah.
ones doing the work.
Yeah.
So that would also be a
Love
community
that.
vote, or not even a vote, but maybe just a portion of the allocation goes to these people on a
Yeah.
weekly basis. It could be something, it'd be something small because it's not a huge project or probably a lot of liquidity coming into it. But the
Yeah.
point is, like you just mentioned, to get people recognized and show them that we appreciate them, be it a thank you or whatever means possible, and get everyone pointed in one direction because of it.
Yeah, coach, that's good. I love that, man. And to your point, the ability just to kind of be able to vote on these ideas is important because, again, it goes back to the concept of, my vote actually matters. Like
Exactly.
my contribution actually matters. My voice is being heard. right?
Right.
And I love that aspect of it. Okay, cool. So let's do this because the fact that you're thinking about building in other teams, have you reached out to other teams that currently have products, and if so, have
Yeah,
you heard back
yeah.
from them? Yeah,
I talked to Moonshot. He's supposed to get back to me with his from his team.
yeah,
I've reached out. I think I sent messages to DeFi Proof. Haven't heard anything back from him yet though. Drip strategy. I'm sorry, DeFi strategy.
yeah.
So I've pretty much gone through that list that I had on my screen and either
Okay,
sent a direct message from their YouTube, from my YouTube channel, like on their one of their videos, or I
yeah,
tried to find them in Telegram and send them a message. So I'm trying to reach out directly, and that's another reason I want to do this on your channel because
yeah.
I want to get as many people on board as possible to create this, and then again help people see that it's not a me project. Like I don't care if I'm even not a part of it. All I'm doing is providing the idea. And this was it's another Tom Billiard thing that had to learn. But he said in his business ventures, his ego got in the way, and he was always trying to be the one with the right answer. And then he had to humble himself and be like, or do I just want to? Or I'm sorry, be the one that's right, or do I want to have the right answer? And
That's
that
important. Wow.
yeah, I think that's the problem with some of the energy in the space is everybody wants to be the guy and wants to be the one that is the one that is right versus what's the right answer. And if
Yeah,
you can create this idea meritocracy where the best answer wins and the community supports it, then at the end of the day, what is your outcome? The outcome for me is to make money and to support the drip ecosystem. So I
yep,
don't care who does it, who's in charge of it, as long as we get to that goal. So I've learned that you got to evaluate your actions based on what is your actual outcome and the decision you want. And for me, that's the outcome. So it doesn't matter if I'm a part of this project or not. I'm just giving an idea, pointing all the energy in one space, and hoping that people get behind it so that we can move forward with something. It doesn't even have to be the exact same idea. This is just a template, if you will, to get gears turning and hopefully moving in the right direction.
yeah, and I love it. So what? Let me ask you this then. So how do you? And I already know the answer, but I'm just going to ask it again for some people who may not have heard your response before.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the challenge with a lot of the innovation, and maybe not why they haven't been recognized publicly by, we'll call them the leadership team, is because it wasn't a certified product, meaning it
Mm-hmm.
didn't go through the hierarchy for them
Right.
to bless it before it was actually executed. It was something that, we just kind of created on our own and just went with it. Right.
Right.
Um, do you still think that's the right approach given that they haven't necessarily supported anything to this date? Do you think we should probably reconsider and get their blessing or continue to kind of move freely as a community?
Oh no. Yeah, like you already know my answer. The answer is still community, and this goes back to what we were talking about originally, right? So, like you said, this is a perfect example. We'll use your example since you're in the real estate market. So let's just say you have a client that asks you to do a house a certain way, or paint it a certain way, or redesign a certain way, and they ask you and tell you exactly what they want, and then you go to work and you decide, you know what, I don't really think I want to do it that way. What I want to do is instead build it this way. I'm going to do completely the
Yeah.
opposite of what that client wants, and
Hmm.
they're going to be impressed with it and super happy, and they're going to pay me extra money when I'm done because I know better than them what they want.
Yeah.
How is
Yeah.
that going to work out for your business?
Not very well at all.
And that's
Not very
exactly
well
where we're
at
at right
all.
now.
I would be out
So,
of business. Hmm.
right. So to answer your question, yeah, the community has to be the one in charge because the community knows what the community wants. The community is the
Yeah.
one that's tapped into the space and the energy and seeing what's trending on Twitter and stuff like that. And again, this was a humble pie I had to eat because I was echoing Forex's words as well. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need any more tokens. We need value. We need that. It's like, we may need it, but they don't want it.
You're going to eat these vegetables.
Right,
They're
right.
good for you. You're going to eat these vegetables.
Exactly. Yeah. So to wrap it all up, yeah, it's 100% got to be driven by the community. And if we get enough of the community on board, and that's the exact foundation of this project, then you don't have to get leadership. And that's exactly what I told Ray actually in a private message with the Drip Marketing DAO. He said something like we should have got not permission, but he's like calling it Drip Marketing DAO because we're using Drip. He wasn't sure how that would go. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't say on one hand that Drip is a community project, then when I try to do stuff for Drip, it's not. So it's like my response to him was, well, we'll just prove it because we will get so big that they can't ignore us. And that's
Yeah.
why we're doing it our way. So I know
Yeah.
the end outcome with this marketing DAO and the Philippine adoption and other countries that we can just dwarf any of the numbers currently in the ecosystem. It's just going to take a while. So it's like, I believe this new project approach will be the same way. We get enough community members on board and we reach out and go our own way with it, we'll get so big that they can't ignore us.
Yeah. And then you can't really necessarily call us the best community if we can't have community driven products. If we've got to go through the hierarchy, to your point, we're going to be slow to market, and it's not going to be at all what the community envisioned and or wanted. Plus, here's what, and again, man, I've got so much experience to draw upon because I know you do too, with your military background and all the coaching that you do and the people you interact with. But here's what I'm learning. Like at some point, you really got to trust the people within your community, within the roles that you hire them for. Otherwise, you need to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you need to do it. And I'm saying, no, man, at some point, you've got to learn to let go and trust the people within your community to do what's best for the community. And that doesn't mean that you've got to have your fingerprints all over it, right?
Exactly.
You simply don't, right? Just trust that they understand what their overall mission and vision is. If it aligns with that generally, then have at it. Because people are independently doing this stuff anyway, right? We're just making noise, essentially. But other big influences, and I think CryptoZoa would probably be the best one. Have you heard of them? CryptoZoa?
Oh, yeah, he's actually in the group. JC's in our group.
See, there it is. So massive, think about it. So massive outreach to the community. And they came up with the marketing idea themselves with an elaborate website and these Medium articles. And then they started creating their own different Telegram groups. My guess is they don't have a direct line into the leadership team and ask for permission to do all this stuff. And they bought in thousands of people. Thousands of people. So it can be done.
Oh, yeah. And on that point, he's stated before publicly and privately that, they didn't get any recognition or any encouragement, I guess you could say, like when they were trying to get stuff done.
Oh, really?
And
that's
so
news
they
to
had
me.
other ideas and stuff that they wanted to do. And when they went to the team after they had this proof of concept and thousands of people, they pretty much just got shit on. So
I did not know that.
and so it just goes back to what you're saying, because when you have someone in charge that has their own vision and they're going to execute on that, then no matter what the community does, if it's not that person's vision, then it's not going to get pushed through. So you have to go at it on your own, because it's going to be a conflict of interest for whoever's in charge and leading that direction.
Interesting. Okay. See, learn something new every day. Coach, let's do this. Let's see, for all our listeners, Mo, NYC, Papa Nugs, Deontay, welcome to the call. Who else we got? LJ DeFi still there. Mighty Mofo, my guy with the capital G. CPG, Dividend Miracle, welcome back, my friend. DPMD. We also have Incognito Mode. I like that one. Who else? Cambium Seeds. Welcome to the call. We've got Crypto. Oh my God, you're going to kill me on this one. Crypt Talo. Hang Loose 49. Appreciate you. And Side Drip. And one more, looks like. Wayne Parker, welcome, my friend. You're always a loyal supporter. All right. So from what you guys have heard, I'm actually going to open it up to our listeners. Do you guys have a question for Drip Coach and Crypto Ranch or anything Drip animal farm related question, comment? I see Lavelle just popped in. Welcome, my friend. You know what I always found funny? This I'm gonna tell you a true story. I can't make this up. So I'm gonna buy some time for people to come on in. I see you, Dividend Miracle. I'm gonna let you come in. Have you noticed that a lot of people have quite a bit of say and they just text it? But when given an opportunity to use their voice, they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm fine.
For sure.
I'm not going to say anything. But here's the funny story is I do this all the time, right? And there was a random Twitter spaces on Web3 technology. And I didn't know anything about Web3, but I had a burning question. So I was like, man, I cannot be one of those hypocritical people that talk about my listeners, right? And not ask a question. So, coach, I hit the request button. They let me in and they were like, hi, Drip to Wealth. I was like, hi. Yeah.
Exactly.
Coach, it's just nervous. Have you ever seen like a game show and at home it's so easy to answer the questions from the comfort of your couch? But when you're live and they got the microphone and they're giving you the questions, you can hear the timer kind of ticking off. You just get nervous, man. So look, that's my way of encouraging anyone on the call. Don't be afraid. Like it's a free-spirited zone. No one's hypocritical. If there's a comment that you find critical, I would just say, let's be PC and respectful about the way you phrase it. Otherwise, let's just have a conversation. All right, Dividend Miracle, I'm going to let you in. Dividend Miracle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Right on. Yes, sir. Welcome to the call, my friend.
I'm going to try to make this quick, but I swear this is like a show. Like the drip community with Forex is like a show, like a reality show. Being honest with you, the community's safe. I don't know. I got so many things on my mind, especially with Drip Coach with his Nazi video with Forex. That was crazy.
Wait a minute, is that a new one?
No, that's the old one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen that one. Okay, I think I've seen that one. Okay.
Drip the Wealth, you know how I feel about Forex. Like he kicks the can down the road. I don't know. It is what it is. I think I made a comment on somebody's video. I just said he said 4 weeks. It looks like DDD is coming in June or the end of May. So it's just like wherever the chips fall, just come out with it, whether it takes a day, a week, a month, 3 months. It is what it is at this point.
Agreed.
Even in the last AMA with Crypto Kings, he said, I talk about all these great things, but all everybody asks is when drip. Like, dude, do you not take a hint? Like, the community wants DDD.
Kind of like these vegetables.
I'm gonna make it short, but nobody. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody cares about Piggy Plinko in some of these games with Animal Farm. Most of us don't have the money in Animal Farm like that. You need 10, 20, 30, $40,000 to make it worth it. If you don't have it doesn't matter. And I don't know why he doesn't get that. I mean, Crypto Kings has 1,200, 1,600 pigs. Like, that's great. And I said this before, but man, the average drip person doesn't have that. Where I'm trying to get to a max wallet. I'm at 22,000 now. I might start divvying up some money.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a big deal.
And then Drip Coach mentioned kind of like with the gatekeeping with Ray and them. And it's Ray and Forex. It's kind of like a company. It's DeFi. You're supposed to be able to maneuver how you need to maneuver. Things need to be free. But I feel like with Ray, he looks at it as, if I don't really know you, I'm not going to project your project like that. I'm not going to expose your project to my people or broadcast it. Like LDs come up with stuff. Drip Coach now, just a
Moonshot Max is working on
Moonshot,
some
like
stuff.
all of it.
Yeah.
This man, and the only reason why he brought up Droplet is because of Moonshot and DeFi Proof. He goes back with DeFi Proof, so he gonna shout out Droplet, and then that whole thing fell apart. But the only project outside of everybody else's, he shouted out Whales Candy, and that's because he knew the person. And so he was pushing Whales Candy. I'm like, Whales Candy is like the 8th or 9th community project. Why are you pushing Whales? I mean, I know why, but it's like, dude, why are you pushing Whales Candy when we had 7 other legit projects from community members that made projects for Drip? But this was the first one you was pushing outside the Droplet, and I know why. We all know why. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's like, man, you talk about Drip is for the community, and you guys already touched on it. But it's like, can you like let the community do what they need to do? And I know what he's gonna say. I don't know if it's safe. If I push it and then it gets hacked or something happens, then I feel bad. Like that's the excuse. That's the excuse you can run with. Cool, run with it. But like that's not. It's supposed to be community owned and like community ran. Like that's what it's supposed to be. And I love the Drip community because we're one of the few who stick together and we're big. But like I said, it's like a reality TV show. Like stuff got to move a certain way. And with Forex Shark, like this dude sees. You guys see this. He's like, why is everybody talking about Drip? Like everybody's talking about Drip because we try to get some money so we can funnel it other places. Like I don't know if people don't want to say it or like they just are like their head is in the clouds or they're too high up that they don't understand. Like keep it simple. Like I need Drip for a max wallet so I can make some money. So I can put this in Animal Farm. So I could put this in BBB. So I could put this in Droplet and maneuver and move this money around. And then you can be happy. I'll throw in $300 for Piggy Plinko. If I get a max wallet.
Because then I think everybody would have money.
I'm sorry for taking up too much time, but I'm gonna be honest.
That's the whole point of it.
I'm not putting up $300 for Piggy Plinko. And I got 22,000 in my Drip trying to get to a max wallet. Like you said in the beginning, I got a regular job with a family. Like I don't have Ray's account where I got 6 figures. I don't got Stunner Breed. Like it's fine that they see it on YouTube, and that's cool. Like I got 10, 20, 30,000 in crypto, and I know I'm one of the. I'm not have the most money, but I know I got more money than most. I know. I know that. Absolutely. I know that, and that's moving around with my crypto and other projects and stuff. I know some people don't have that. They only got 500, 1,000, 5,000, whatever. But even me, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, let me put 500 in Piggy Plinko for the Forex system, or let me put like 3,000 in Animal Farm. But where the most money is made is Drip.
1,000%. Now, Coach, you want to respond to that at all?
Oh no, just echoing the same preachers to the choir. Basically, I got told on the same page. With that. There's nothing we can do at this stage besides, like I said, take matters in our own hands. That's it.
And I appreciate everybody who's come up with something. And then, like I said, being honest, the most money I made is from Droplet. Yeah, it's underpaid, but like I'm taking profits responsibly. I made more money in Droplet than Animal Farm and Drip. And the only reason why I'm gonna start making more money for Drip is because I'm about to hit the max wallet and I'm about to start moving that money around. But it's just the same thing. Like Forex, being honest with you, the man need to just come out with DDD, and then he can just do whatever else he wants. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna move out of the community and I'm gonna go somewhere else because my money is gonna be locked up for 200 days, so I gotta do something with the money. But everybody is effing saying bring out DDD. Then I'll move my money to Animal Farm. I'll put some more money in the Animal Farm. And this is another thing. I didn't want to kind of bring it up, but ArcFi. I'm being honest. Like I think I put this on Drip Coach's YouTube, and he might know my name. But last year, Forex would take a year for a UI. Like he could get away with stuff like that now, but now you got BBB. I'm gonna put some money in BBB brick by brick. Now I'm gonna put money in the ARC-V because ARC-V to me is Drip 2.0. It fixed everything that's wrong with Drip. Being honest with you, and I'm gonna be honest, like outside of the Drip ecosystem, ARC-V is giving me the most money.
So let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
No, go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'll finish up.
No,
No,
you're
I'll
good.
finish up. Like Scott the Investor got his video with ARC-V or whatever. If you see him, and I'm gonna be transparent. I got about 4,000 in ARC-V, and they make you take profit. So outside the Drip ecosystem, dude, I'm making money on ARC-V, and that's like Drip to me. Being honest with you, so it's like Forex didn't have any competition last year, so he could take a year for a UI and nobody say nothing because everybody getting rugged left and right. Now I'm putting my money in ARC-V. I'm putting my money in LD's projects, and then So I'm gonna cut it off there.
No. And the reason I'm kind of tripping over your words is again because I've got a special guest, Coach. Anything you want to say there?
No. Good.
Okay. Here's the only reason I'm tripping over your words, and it's intentional. It's because I want to make certain that we kind of hang on that thought, because that's something that I've done in the past couple of weeks or so, and I've shared this with my small group. Sometimes it's important for you to unplug and really move within different circles, if you will. And I said this all the time, like, I don't care what your political stance is. If you're a specific party, you tend to watch only content that supports your party. As a result, you buy into that ideology, right? Right or wrong, that's what you tend to buy into. And someone like myself, I tend to watch the 3 top news channels, right? Because it's important for me to gain perspective from a different view, from a different vantage point, right? Because if I'm always dialed into my party lines and what they have to say, anything contrary to that, I'm going to disagree with. But if I listen to their perspective, I would say to myself, oh my God, I hadn't really thought about that. That's a great point, right? So for me, it's always important to kind of disconnect yourself from what you consider your reality and actually move in different circles and gain a different perspective, because then you view things from a different lens. So that goes back to your point, which is when you interact with other communities, you find that they are maybe more aligned with your own personal philosophies. And that's fine, right? Because maybe one specific community is not going to check all the boxes on things that are most important to you, right? But you want the perspective, is all I'm saying. So perspective is one point I wanted to make. The second point I wanted to make is the element of competition. This space is evolving rapidly, and I'm loving it because it is going to force anybody in the space to be better. And I've said this before, it's going to force you to be better. You're no longer going to be allowed to be complacent and take forever to launch something, even though the explanation behind why things take long, which is technology is complicated. We want it to be SAFU. We don't want it to be exploited. And that stuff takes time. Completely fine. But the people that are entering this space now, they've been doing this stuff for years at a very high level. So when they come into this space, things that used to take 6 months to do, and that was standard operating procedure because we didn't know any better, is now only going to take a month to do, right? And people are going to be rushing to those things because now those offer me an opportunity to make money faster.
Exactly.
Now, what we don't know, right? What we don't know, just kind of, perspective, right? I can't give you all the favorable inputs without, the offsets. So what's a real possibility? A real possibility is as these people enter in the space, they don't necessarily have the trust because they haven't been around as long as some of the other products in the space, right? And most people are going to trust brands that they recognize and has staying power. No one's really anxious to get into a new product. So that's the one advantage that some of the legacy products will have over the other ones that are kind of just entering the space. You just don't know how long they're going to be around. But give it another 12 to 24 months, those same products are going to have all those same perks and those benefits as the legacy systems, and they're going to be innovating at a much rapid pace that eventually you're going to move your money over.
Yep.
Right? So the clock is ticking for all those people who think it's okay to take as long as you want. I'm here to tell you that's not acceptable behavior going forward. That will no longer be standard operating procedure. You will have a clock, and if your clock runs out, the competition is going to gobble up your market share.
Oh, 100%.
It's going to happen.
100%. Yep.
All right, I'm off my soapbox. Move. Man, we got a lot of speakers. Let's go. All right.
I'm done. I'm gonna shut up, but I'm done. DDD or nothing. Or my money's going to BBB, Droplet, and ArcFi. I'm being honest.
It's coming. I'm prayerful. All right, let's see who came on next. Coach, you okay if I accept a couple of more speakers? Fantastic.
I'm just a guest.
All right, Deontay, right on. Appreciate you, Deontay. You're on live with Kryptonite and Drip Coach. Welcome.
Thank you for accepting me and putting me up here.
Of course.
I just want to say, well, I have a question as far as like make sure that what we're talking about, because I agree as far as everything with drip, drop, draw, and the things like that. The development of drip thus far, because if you think about it, without drip, drop, draw, which was originally a community project, we would still be waiting. We would still be waiting for something at least, and who knows how long that would have been.
Yes.
So I agree with that viewpoint, and I just want to see the continuously updated from what we were told or promised. But as far as when people promise stuff, you take it with a grain of salt. But it's Forex, and these are the things we talked about, and what was the unveiling the plan of things. So I agree 100% there, right?
Right on.
And I need to see more of that. The other side of it, as far as the outside projects, I don't agree with that. As far as like Ray and Forex and them having to give that stamp of endorsement or anything like that, because that's the whole beauty of DeFi is you don't need to,
Soundbar.
you don't need to.
Yeah, soundbar. Gotta get him a soundbar. Right on. That is the beauty of DeFi. Right on. Yep.
And I want everyone to see how powerful that is, because outside of Forex and all these other things, we have to think about all this regulation mess that's going on and coming down. So when they start trying to clamp down on things, it's going to be hard for them to do that because it is decentralized. There is no like point there, right? So if say they want to go after drip, if we have all these other strong things that's not built around Forex and then need this approval and go through all these other things, they can't say that he built all of this or things like that. Those are not weak points that they can put their thumb up against and pressure it, right? So I think the outside projects that wants to build around drip, then do that, and you make sure you stand on your own, and as you build and grow your reputation and all these other things, people talk and it spreads. Look at Pepe.
Yeah.
So all of that will come with time as you build it up, build your name, build your community. Yeah. And that'll be even better for drip because it was not done by it's it's a whole separate other thing, but it's helping out your drip too as well.
Right.
So
and that's the point, because now we can really wear the best community in crypto, like that badge of honor, right? Because we really earned it. Like how many other communities, and I'm not really aware of them, not like I'm in all 1,000 of them, right? But I'm in enough of them. And I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of community members that are innovating, right? They're waiting.
Yep.
Our community is innovating to support the drip ecosystem and the animal farm, right?
That's
And
what.
nobody's getting paid a single dime. This is all volunteer time and money.
Yep. And I agree because that's what actually made me stay around. I had my whole plan as far as at the top of this year, January, because at least I was suspecting at least like some green candles, but shit, all we got is a red candle. Damn.
I think we
And
all were. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I was on as far as like how I was going to take my profits and things like that. Because I actually, to be honest, I wasn't planning on getting to a max wallet.
None
But
None
of
of
us
us were
were.
because it was
yeah,
unattainable, right,
Yep,
Coach?
that was not my
Yeah,
plan either.
mine either, man. No
but
way.
then I got there due to the prices, DCN, and things like that of what we're still promised. But the main thing that made me stick around was seeing people like Drip Coach or the other projects, Droplet, and things like that.
LD
Start building
from
their own thing,
DeFi
taking
Strategy.
it to their
Yeah,
own hands. So
yeah,
that was a big incentive of keeping me around because I'm watching everything as everyone building and no one is sitting around waiting for nothing to happen. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah,
yeah,
kudos to
Deontay.
everyone who's building their own project and doing their own thing. Just think of it like this: even if you don't get Forex blessing or Ray's blessing, all those big people blessings, whatever. You don't need that. That's the beauty of crypto.
Right on.
Look at like Binance or Ethereum. They don't shout out every one of their projects, but the big ones get up there. They invite them on their platform or
That's true.
things like that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I
Right
want
on,
everyone to realize
Deontay,
how
man.
powerful it is. Thanks,
I
man.
appreciate you. Thanks for having the courage to come on, man, and let your voice be heard. I appreciate you. Right on, soundbar.
Thanks, thank you.
Right on. All right, Coach. Anything you want to add? I'm gonna have Papa Nugs come on, and then Moonshot, and then we can circle back to Crypto Ranch. Want to make sure you're okay
Yeah,
with
we're
that.
good. We're good.
All right, I appreciate you, Papa Nugs. Can you hear me?
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome,
All
Papa
right.
Nugs. Todd
What's happening?
Nugs.
I think I've been
You
looking for
were
this
on
guy,
with
so glad to have
Kryptonite.
him on. Sent him a message.
We have a Drip Maxi in the building. I think everybody on the call is a damn Drip Maxi. I believe most people are.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
happening, Papa Nugs?
Well, I was listening and stuff. I was making dinner, and then I forgot about you guys, and then I jumped in.
Glad you did.
I didn't hear everything, but I've been seeing it everywhere. Everybody's got their opinions on everything going on right now. Everybody knows I'm in different communities. I'm a big NFTer. I mean, like I have the BAYC. I have Golden. I mean, like I'm into apes. Like I'm into drip. So I watched. I have a total of 5 BAYC, and right now they're only worth 2 million. I know you go, well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm only collecting $400 a month from each one.
Ooh.
I was collecting 10,000 a month.
Got it.
I mean, every community's got its bust right now, and
Understood.
everybody's making something. I mean, everybody's community's coming up with everything. Like I'm working with other communities. I'm doing their back ends besides doing what I'm supposed to do for my regular job, because there isn't enough devs out there. There isn't enough Web3ers out there. So you're always going to have the same people. And it always seems, and there is a group of, I want to say, I'll say it nice, the bad guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing some stuff right now. And I came up with this, let's say it's a Trojan horse. So I've been hunting them down a little bit, not only just because of this, but we were also hired to do this shit. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot out there, and I'm just going to say it to everybody. Keep your damn phrases to yourself. Don't put it anywhere else, because a lot of people are doing it just because they think it's real, and it's not.
It's not.
Mean, and as far as drip, every AMA, if you would have listened to Forex, he always relies on the community to do whatever it is. Well, when everybody comes up with their community projects, everybody's going to have their own opinion of it. And not everybody's going to get in and stuff like that.
Yes.
And, I jumped into every one of them. Every one of them. I didn't
Todd
blow
Nugs,
it up.
Soundbar.
I didn't blow it up. I'm not one of those guys. I'm a investor. I'm a creator. I mean, I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to be doxxed. I do a lot of different things for different companies, so I actually can't because of NDAs. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm looking forward to the end of July when I'm totally retired and done. My wife, she's setting that rule down, and I'm beginning to enjoy fishing and my grandchildren a lot more, and even my own wife. So, I
Right
mean,
on.
after so many years in the military, it's hard to get used to civilian life, and well, you know how it is, coach.
Coach us.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
You know, so
Todd, no, man. And you know, you and I, we interact
yeah,
quite a bit. And there's a handful of people that I consistently see across various platforms, right? Twitter,
right.
YouTube. Anytime there's, you know, mega lives and spaces as an example, and you guys have the time,
Oh
you
yeah,
find time to participate and support it, man. So I just want to give you your flowers and let you know I appreciate you chiming in, man. And I see all the effort and the retweets and the likes and the comments,
well,
man.
you know,
All
I'm,
that stuff goes a long way. I appreciate you.
you know, you guys are working hard at it, so why not? And I believe in the community.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, the biggest thing is your faith in your community and the project, and good times are coming. I mean, just got to be patient
Yeah.
and let the fudders fud. And what you believe in, you stick to it. I mean, you guys are doing really good on this project. I mean, we need it. The garden's best. I mean, shit, I just hit $1 billion today with both of them. So,
Hey,
Nice.
congratulations. Right on, man. I mean, any other billionaires on the call? If there's a billionaire for the garden, give me thumbs up. Where my billionaires at? Let me
I'm
see.
sitting there.
Any
Yeah.
billionaires? Right on,
But
right on. Quite a
real
few.
quick, I want to
Okay.
plug or
it,
something for Papa Nuts because I reached out to you, I think on, it might have been Scott's channel or Driptopians, I can't remember. But basically, Rocket mentioned that, yeah, you were plugged into all the NFT spaces. So I'd love to have
yeah,
you, and not work on it. I mean, if you got the bandwidth for sure, but at least to consult some advisory, some information, because like you said, yeah, it's about the community. And I know that there's something here that if we can
right,
create the foundation to where we can build for this, and like you said, all these NFT projects are down, so they're facing the same thing, but they're going to come back, and the ones
oh, yeah.
that make weather through this storm and build something in this, then it'll be that much better in the future. So I think this is the perfect opportunity, and would love to have someone with your experience in the NFT space and the different other spaces as well, understanding the energy, to at least provide some feedback, insight, consultant, whatever you want to call it. I'm open.
And I do have some really good guys that I'm connected with too. So, I mean, they're very good coming up with very new, innovative systems. I mean, like better than what the military has, and you know what I mean. So, these guys, I mean, we meet in Dubai every couple weeks just for this.
Wow.
So, might be able to try to do a beta test with you guys or something like that.
Awesome.
See what they want to do.
Yeah, I'll take any help I can get. So I think I sent you, like I said, on Telegram, and love to just chat with you a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, the best thing to do is like with Telegram, because I think I go on Telegram maybe once a week.
Okay. So maybe Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, just DM me,
Okay.
and I'll get to you faster because the computer's, well, my phone is right in front of it. So
That will probably be why
and
you
I'm
didn't respond.
to this.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Right on, Papa Nugs, man. I
all right, bro.
appreciate you. All right.
Thank you for having
Again,
me.
you're a rock star, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, one more, Coach, and we're getting close to 6:30. So I want to make sure that we cover everything you want to cover with the NFT, especially maybe how people can get involved if we're at that stage.
Yes.
But one other person, Moonshot. I know you're on as a speaker. I wasn't sure if you wanted to speak, my friend.
Oh yeah. I mean, shout outs to everybody. I mean, I came in kind of late. I had to go and help out my dad. I had a situation, but I came in kind of late, and I started listening to when someone was talking about they made more money in Calgary than Drip, and um, you know, for me personally,
Moonshot, one sec. Moonshot, give me 1 second. What's the levels like for all my
It's a
listeners?
little hard to hear.
Thumbs
Moonshot.
up. Okay, I just wanted to
It's like a
confirm. Right.
wobble echo kind of thing.
Okay. Moonshot, did you hear that? So this, oh yeah, it's coming through. The sound's a little off.
It's a little
There
off.
we go.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
Is it better?
Yes.
This is 1,000% better. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in the basement right now, so
Okay.
okay.
Okay, no problem.
I just moved around, but I just want to thank everybody who's taken the initiative. I think this era of community members are more active. We're not sitting on the sidelines anymore. I think we've been watching everything unfold, and we're just like, we got the talent, we have the stuff.
Moonshot, it's the same thing again, man. And I know you've got something to say related to the transition of the new crop of people entering crypto and DeFi. Like, I know that's at the heart of what you want to share with us. I know that. Okay.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the first floor now.
Yeah, loud and clear. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's been sitting on the sidelines and have the courage to step out of their comfort zone to do something. Because I was telling my friends on YouTube world that just like I was saying that Drip is going to go to. It's a mathematical fact. I don't need to call Drip. I don't need to say anything that's not true because it's me.
Yes.
I'm losing a Moonshot. Yeah. Maybe disconnect, man. Yeah. It's coming.
I'll come back.
Disconnect. Okay, cool. Right on. I appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, Coach, before Moonshot comes back in, I wanted to make sure that we covered the key elements of Crypto Ranch, and if there's anything else you wanted me to include.
Keep it simple. Basically, this is a rally cry. So I've already created the group and I put out a couple videos about it. So I'm just basically looking for people that, like Moonshot just said, don't want to sit on the sidelines and want to actually step up and support. And that support can just be ideas. That can also be if you are gonna want to make tweets, your own content creator, whatever the case may be, and get this all in the group. So send me a message. I've got a Google form where I'm actually capturing who's in what support roles, because like me and Kryptonite mentioned earlier, there needs to be a need for some kind of organization as crypto grows. It's got to model what's stood the test of time in the traditional realm. So we're going to have some form of traditional hierarchy, if you will, so that we have all these different pieces from marketing to promotion to R&D to whatever, because I want to create an actual project for the Drip ecosystem that can withstand the test of time and help all of us make money. So the NFT project right now is just simply think of it as a crowdfunding model to get the right resources in place so that we can actually build this and make the mistakes along the way. So if we make a mistake or something happens, we'll have this capital generating dividends to start over.
Yeah. Right on. So they should go through the Telegram, you're saying?
Yeah, that's the only place I have right now to collect the individuals. They can hit me up on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, you can just send me a message here and I can shoot you over the Google form. But the people collaborating is right now it's in a Telegram group. I don't have another group.
No, that's fine. So right now, definitely reach out to you, DM you on Twitter if they want to be involved. Right, for sure. Yeah. Okay, perfect. That'll work. Moonshot.
Yes, sir. Hopefully this is better.
Yeah, you always start really well.
Start strong, finish slow.
Start slow, finish slow.
All right, brother. Welcome back, my friend.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I'll just giving a shout out to everybody that's not willing to just sit back and watch things happen. Just to share with you a quick story, right? When I was growing up, I lived in a very nice co-op apartment. We had a doorman, a security guard, and we had a nice building and music in the elevator, and that's how I grew up. And then when I went off to move on my own, I moved to a totally opposite building where there's people hanging out in front of the building, there's drugs, there's crime,
Mm-mm.
bad things are happening in the building, right?
Yeah.
So when I first came in the building, I was not used to this situation, and I said to myself, "Man, it seemed like I'm talking to the tenants in the building, and like 75%, 80% of them was like, yay, yeah, this building is really bad. I wish things was different." But no,
Okay.
but no one did anything to make things better. So
Yeah.
I said to myself, hey, why don't I do something better? Right. So what I did was, and it's funny now, but it wasn't funny before, but I said to myself that in order to stop this crime in this building, we need police presence in this building 24/7, and the police refuses to come to this building. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a habit of calling the police almost every hour, every day that I'm home. I'm gonna call them so much that they're gonna be annoyed that I keep calling them. They're gonna have to come to my building every day.
Love
Now,
it.
now when I started calling, would you believe? And after 2 weeks, there were no more hanging out in front of my building, no more crime, no more making noise,
Wow.
no more partying. They got the message. And
Right
after a
on.
while, when I wasn't home and I couldn't call the police anymore, the neighbors started calling the police too. There was like, someone here is brave enough to start making a change. I'm gonna join that change. And
Wow.
that's how I see Drip, right? Because Drip was this beautiful building that I used to live in, right? I
Yep.
used to make a whole lot of money. The price is going down, but everybody's waiting for someone else to do something rather than
Mm.
them themselves.
Yeah.
And once people start to get inspired by other people stepping up with these small projects, right? Just trying to make a difference, even though if the projects don't work, but just try and make a difference, we are going to inspire everybody else around us to understand that in order to solve this drip problem, it's going to take everybody. It's going to take the community. And I always said this: Forex Shark can't save drip. He can't, because
Yeah.
Drip is a community project. A community means, right, more than one person.
A
So
thousand percent.
can't save the project, only William can. How are we going to save the project? We're going to save the project by building other projects to support the project. Like, we need a wide base of support, kind of like a table. A one-legged table could stand, but a two-legged table is better. A three-legged
Yes.
table is better. A four-legged table is better.
Yes. Yes.
That's what we need, right? And there's no disrespect to Forex Shark. There's no disrespect to anybody in the drip. It's just the natural truth of it all. If you're going to inflate the tokens by 365%, you need to keep up with that inflation. How do you keep up? By building projects to support the inflation of tokens. It's simple, but it's hard to do when other people don't feel like that, and they make you feel bad for wanting to help Drip. They make you feel bad for coming in with ideas. They make you feel bad about trying to take action, and no one gave you that permission to do this project
Interesting.
type.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I like to jump around, because I say to myself, I made more money in other projects than Drip in my career,
Yeah.
but I love Drip and I wanted to succeed. Drip is the only project, like one of the only projects that I told my family about, that I told my sister, my brother about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a project for me that I want to succeed, because I want my sisters to succeed. I want my brother to succeed. I want my
Yeah.
friends to succeed. I told them about it, and I told them, so I'm gonna make a difference. But it takes everybody, and
1000%.
and for me, that's why when I like my video today about Safu Gold and the Brian Legend, for me, it's a great idea, because it's a pool that's going to be housing the drip token.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another place where someone that have all that access drip in their wallet could go and pair it up with another token. Obviously, people don't like to support other projects and all that, but at this point, it's about partnership. It's about understanding the situation. The situation calls for different ways to stop minting this token.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And if Ryan Legend is gonna come up with it, and people say, "Oh, he's just using the drip community," okay, well, he's using us, but he's giving us a way to, to lock in that drip inside of a contract.
Absolutely.
So
Reducing circulating supply. Yep.
sometimes one hand gotta wash the other hand. It is what it is. Like,
And is it hard to believe that maybe members of the safe food community are not in drip? Like that's a real possibility as well.
oh yeah,
You know?
oh yeah. And that's the thing. We are going to get a lot of eyes because Safu is a huge community, right?
Yeah.
I came from Safu. I was part of the pre-launch a year ago. Like I made a lot of money in Safu, and these guys are very very passionate about the project. So when they see a pool that has drip in it, they're gonna say, "What's a drip?"
Yeah.
I don't. And that's where we're gonna get more eyes fixed back on drip.
Love
So
it.
so for me, I love it. I mean, I love it. I put it on the video. If people like it, they don't like it, but the information is out there for you to do your own research.
Yep.
Good.
Right. So that's all, right?
Soundbar. Come on, Moonshot. Always coming in with the alpha bombs. I love it, my friend. And to your point, your message gets back to the reason why you've created your NFT project. Drip Coach is working on Crypto Ranch. We got DeFi Strategy working on Brick by Brick and Guardians of the Reservoir and Hellhounds and all the other. And then we've got Driptopian. Want to make sure I shout out everybody. He's got Foodtopian. Everyone is not resting. Like we're not spectators in the sport, right? We're actually on the field running plays. And at some point, we're going to score, right? Because there's going to be enough people interested in what we're doing that they're going to want to participate. And I agree. I appreciate everything that everyone is doing because, again, it's the sweat equity. This is the stuff that you guys are doing outside of your normal life, and your commitments to your job and your family and your friends and all these other social obligations. But somehow you carve out, time in your life to do something innovative for Drip. And I think the motivation outside of just kind of making money, that goes without saying, I think there's this personal obligation, for lack of a better word, to see the people that we brought to this space make money, right? I think it will make all of us rest better at night if that at a minimum happened, right? That anybody we introduce to the space, that we don't look like idiots and that they've made money. Like I can live with losing money, but my God, my mom, my brother, my cousins, and all the other people that I introduced, man, that will suck a little bit. You know what I mean? It just would. So if that means me kind of rolling up the sleeves and doing Twitter Spaces every Wednesday, or if that means Trip Coach kind of creating a new product called Crypto Ranch and then Moonshot Max elevating Lit Estate to something much, much better, if that's what it takes for us to pay back those people that trusted us with their money,
right.
Cool. I'm fine with it.
Yep. 100%.
I'm fine with it. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. All right, Coach. My listeners, I'm going to give you guys one more time. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. We're at the 90-minute mark. We went a little over, but that's normal. Because we have such a good time. Coach, listeners, anything from anyone before we wrap it up? Trap, I see you, my friend. Welcome. Who else just popped in that I didn't see? Crypto Bag Trap. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, Papa Nubs.
All right, so
real quick, I know he's still listening there. Try to send you a DM.
He is.
Check or not check, but I sent the retweet instead because I couldn't add you. So
sounds good. I'll DM you.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's make that connection happen, man. That'd be phenomenal. And again, Coach, that's the other byproduct of kind of coming into crypto. Like, I don't know if I saw that coming, where I would have these relationships with people I haven't met physically, but just interacting with multiple times during the day. Like, I refer to you guys as my friends now.
Right.
Like, literally, I refer to you guys as my friends. And my guess is at some point when Drip does hit, we're probably going to have a destination where we all meet and greet.
That would be awesome.
It's got to happen.
Definitely.
You know, on Drip's dime, that would be dope.
Exactly.
That'd be dope.
Collaboration over competition. 100%.
Well said, my friend. Well said. All right, Coach, anything else before we let everybody get back their Wednesday afternoon?
Any of you else out there that want to support the project or learn more about it, send me a DM and I can get you, like I said, the sheet. I'm looking for any and everybody. This is all hands on deck. So this is not a me project. This is a community project. As I said, support the individual content creators, support people like Moonshot Max and his projects and whatever else comes up. The idea is to find a way to create something that the community can get behind and we can do something positive for the drip ecosystem.
Right on, soundbar. Okay. All right, everyone. Coach, man, it is always a pleasure having you on, man. Our conversations are always fun, entertaining, and insightful. Like, man, we're going to blow this thing up. And here's what I love about it. We're getting our reps in, and all of this is taking place in a bear market. Yep. Can you imagine the crazy momentum once people start getting back into crypto and DeFi?
Right.
Man, we're going to be through the moon. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be crazy. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Is that me? Or is that someone else? Right on, Papa Nux. That's a new one. Let's go. I appreciate everybody. Look, I will give you your Wednesday back. You guys know how I love to close it out. I wish you all peace and prosperity. Until then, stay hydrated, everyone. Take care. Papa Nugs, Deontay, appreciate both you guys coming on and letting your voice be heard. Dividend Miracle, same with you, my friend. Appreciate you coming on, letting your voice be heard. Moonshot Max, always dropping alpha. Trap. That guy is a winner. WINNER. That would be Trap. Let's go. And we got Crypto Bag Trav. Welcome. Lavelle. Always steady. LJ DeFi Jen. Welcome to the call. I believe this is the first time I've seen you. I appreciate you. Go ahead and follow me for anybody who has not followed Drip12 on Twitter. Mighty Bofo. That is one of my new best friends. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Cole Bastian. Yep, okay. Welcome to the call. DMMD, the BK investor. I recognize that. Welcome back, my friend. Drip, Simon C.I. Right? Okay, welcome, my friend. I appreciate you hanging out and listening. Wayne Parker. Appreciate you. Luis Castillo. Right on, my friend. Welcome to the call. All right, everybody. I wish you guys peace and prosperity. Stay safe out there, everyone. Talk to you next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate it as always.
Right on.
Take care.
You too.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.